Recently, we had a group of 4-H club members come out to our farm. Because Jace works with our local county extension office, he gets to teach these groups about all kinds of things farm life, from agriculture, from growing your own food, about farm life, and so much more. I was curious about how this club began, so I did my own little research. Since 4-H began more than 100 years ago, it has become the nation's largest youth development organization. The 4-H idea is simple: help young people and their families gain the skills needed to be proactive forces in their community and develop ideas for a more innovative economy. The idea of practical hands-on learning came from a desire to connect public school education to country life. In 1902, a youth program started in Clark County, Ohio, which may be considered the birthplace of the 4-H in the United States. The passage of the Smith-Lever Act in 1914 created the Cooperative Extension System at USDA and nationalized the 4-H Club. By 1924, 4-H clubs were formed and the clover emblem was adopted. 4-H today serves youth in rural, urban, and suburban communities in every state across the nation. Students can learn about agriculture, computer science, food safety, sustainable energy, and so much more. Support your local 4-H by going to the link below.
Be mindful when you're around big animals, okay? We do have pitchforks, shovels, and different things around here. We'll ask that kids don't pick them up, don't climb on any farm equipment, tractors, trailer out here. And as far as the animals go, I'll let you know which one you can pet and which one you don't want to pet. Okay, so pigs, you do not want to pet them because they might bite you. Okay,
What are pigs? Y'all know what pigs are? Are they omnivores, carnivores, or herbivores? Y'all know?
I think they're
All three.
All right, herbivores only eat plants. Do pigs?
omnivore.
Omnivore, yeah, they eat both. They eat both. They eat both meat and plants. So that means, what could you be?
Food.
You could be meat.
Yep.
You could be meat to that pig.
On the fence here. Y'all stand up against the fence. Backs to the fence. Backs to the fence. Hang on, Mama. I'll tell them what we're doing there. This is a grain we feed her. It has a little bit of molasses on it. It's a sweet feed. You can hear she's ready. So usually what we do is we'll give her a couple scoops and we mix it with hay. And this is just so she'll stand still long enough for us to milk her. So okay, so my mom, what she did was where she swept off the milking stand there, and it's concrete. What we do is we wash it down after we get done. But I'm gonna let her in, and she's gonna walk right by y'all, okay? So just be very quiet. Come on. Fall into our milk pail, okay?
But what are we going to do about the flies?
The flies, okay, listen, that is if you can figure out what you can do about flies on a cow, you'll get rich. But, because we cannot, they stay on her pretty bad, okay? So we've got her brushed off, and now we're going to wash her off.
Hey, what, is that just hay?
Yeah.
She looks skinny.
She's a dairy. She's a dairy cow. Big?
There's hot water in there.
Yep.
Wash your son.
Yep. Get that towel.
She's almost done already.
So Jace, tell them what you're doing right there.
So we're washing her udders off, like I said, and you want to make sure they're good and clean. And that just keeps the milk clean that you're going to milk, and that's going to keep her from getting any infection as well. So now I'm going to dry her off. Like I said, dry her off real good, make sure all that soapy water is off of her.
Jace is a lot faster than I am. My hands are wet. That is a sound y'all will never forget right there. I promise you. So if you look right here, what I'm doing is I reach up here and grab the top, and I'm just rolling my fingers down, squeezing. Okay, you see? And that pushes the milk up. Then I let go. It's like a balloon. You let air in and then let air out. Let air in, let air out. So,
Oh, this is the door.
yep. So now this,
Did dogs eat this?
they will lap it up. Yep.
No.
But
You had cats that come in here.
yep.
So it'll feel like nothing there.
Yes. Feel it. Feel it.
That doesn't feel like milk.
Feel it.
It's warm, actually.
Yep. She's very warm. That's why Mr. Jace is sweating up next side of her.
It all looks like baby flies on her, but not any actual like growing flies or chickens. There was this YouTube video I saw. It was like the milk is not for you puppies. People don't like a scratching pad, and these cows would just go like crazy for it. They would scratch their
You
neck.
should see all of our trees out there.
Yeah,
There's
they like to scratch on the trees.
Barn, trees, fences. That's why that lean-to's leaning right over there. That's just the way she's made.
I saw a hole there. I really want to milk it.
Well, take your hand
Huh?
and squeeze.
So how do I squeeze again?
Look, watch Mr. Jace.
He's letting me know. Just
Right there.
here. Open that gate.
Just like that.
Lacey, you want to try? Come on. You can go home and tell your mama.
I never milked a cow before. It's hard.
It is hard.
Who wants some milk?
All right, let somebody else try real quick. All right.
Can I try next?
Yep. Stick your hand in there.
Come here. Kneel down. And you're going to take your fingers and you're just going to walk down. Okay?
Somebody else try.
So when
That's hard.
When you squeeze it, you're
All right.
pushing all the
I
milk.
You
feel
next?
Like if I squeeze it too hard.
Who's next? You want to do it?
All right, squeeze.
I feel like if I squeeze it too hard.
So stay on this side of me and just lean over and squeeze. Squeeze.
That feels weird.
See?
Yeah, it does, don't it?
Keep going.
I feel like if I squeeze it too hard though.
All right, Brantley, you want to do it? All right.
Or look. Just let me show you this way. Squeeze your fingers like this, your two fingers, and just kind of pull down. See? See?
Look at there. Look at there. You ringing the bucket. All right.
Can I try one more time?
Are you okay? Come on.
Let me,
I would not put you anywhere that I would think you'd be hurt, okay? So grab her teeth like that.
That kind of looks
Grab her, put her teeth right here on your hand. So put your hand, put your whole hand like this. Look, you're gonna grab it and you're just gonna squeeze. See? Put your hand up there like that, and you're gonna put your fingers up against your thing. The only thing she's gonna do is whip you with her tail, and it won't hurt. And if she goes to step, I can make her stop. Now squeeze, squeeze. Keep going. Just do it fast. There you go. You're not gonna hurt. Listen, you
Wait, can
cannot
I
hurt
hear
her.
some of the hay?
you can get a little bit and put in there for her.
Harder than you do. Isn't that weird? They hit it with their nose.
But you can just push her on the back of her hip, and she just walks right out. Come on, baby. Okay, this filter is meant to catch any hairs we might have missed from brushing off of her, or any like dust that particles got in there. So what you do is you're just gonna pour it.
It's yellow now. Do you usually get a lot in the filter?
No, because you want to, like we talked about, you want to brush her, and you want to make sure that you wash her udders off good so that you don't get any trash in there.
That's a full thing.
All right. Do you see any trash in there?
No.
No, we done a good job. We didn't catch anything, okay? So now we take these glass jars and we'll fill them up, okay? And then we want to put it in the freezer for an hour, like I said, and that makes it last longer.
Wait, is it gonna fill up both of these jars?
Yes.
I don't let milk. You do. No, are we allowed to try it?
Well, if it gets cold before the end of the day. So we didn't get quite a gallon.
We got 1 gallon.
Can you drink it warm? You can, but I don't like it.
That's,
I don't.
get sick from it.
No,
Raw
no,
milk.
no. That's raw milk right there, buddy.
My brother left out milk.
You can drink that right now, just like that. And a lot of people did back in the day, because back in the day they didn't have refrigeration. So once they milked the cow, that's what they had right there, and that's what they drink during the day.
Well, how did they keep it good and fresh?
You drank it every day. We're gonna do the goats, but we're gonna feed the hogs first, then the rabbits, and we're gonna work.
You have rabbits? Where?
Yes.
Wait, you guys seem hungry. It's
What we do is we feed a 50-50 ratio, okay? So we have a hog feed here that we get from our local feed store, and we'll do 1 scoop of that and 1 scoop of cracked corn. And the cracked corn just adds fat to the hogs, okay? Because you want a fat hog when you're raising it, right?
Yeah. That's what we feed our chickens.
Uh-huh.
Corn. Oh, you said 1 scoop.
So we fill this bucket up. And we're gonna take this and feed them, okay?
What are in the other buckets? Heavy.
Say what?
What are in the other buckets?
Other feed. So we got our chicken feed in there, we got our rabbit feed, and we keep it under the barn so it stays fresh. Okay, so this is our boar. His name is Mr. Squiggly. He is a Mangalitsa, which hails from over there in Russia. He comes from, his line comes from over there in Russia. You can see he's got long tusks, so he could cut you, so you always want to be careful. But he's ready to eat, so you can take a couple of these watermelons and throw in there, and he likes it. Yes, so their noses, as you can tell, are shaped up, and they're very hard because you see this grass over here and everything around us that's green. This pen used to look like that till he got in here. They like to root and they eat dirt. When you raise a hog on dirt, they eat the minerals. They know what minerals they need. That's why they root, because they're looking for specific minerals in the dirt, which will actually enhance the flavor of the meat. Grocery store pork that you buy from the grocery store is very bland compared to something like this. But we feed them all kind of scraps and and the grain and corn mix. And yes.
Why are the pigs separated?
Okay, so that's his babies right there, and the mama's in there with them. So we separate them away from each other so that we can handle them better. Mr. Jace will get in here with him, but he'll bite my calf and he'll nudge me. We have two of these hogs sold that people have bought that they're going to butcher and eat, okay? So we have this trailer backed up in here and we're teaching them. A hog is a very curious animal. You see the mama, she don't want to go in there. She knows something ain't right. They're the 5th smartest animal in the world, okay? They're very intelligent, but their main downfall is their hunger drive. Food controls a hog. But what we're trying to do is teach them to get up in the pen when we pour feed in there. Tomorrow, they're going to the butcher. So tomorrow we'll come in here just like this, feed them. When they get in the pen like that, we'll shut the door, hook it up to the truck, and we'll take them to the butcher, okay? And then it'll just be mom and dad here again. Now she's pregnant, and she's gonna have babies. She's gonna have babies, and their gestation period, which is their pregnancy period, is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. It's 3, 3, 3. She should be having them about September, my birthday.
So, most people have pet rabbits. These are not pets. These are our meat rabbits. Jason, remind me again, this is a new breed to us. I can never remember what they are.
They're New Zealand crosses.
They're New Zealand crosses. They have red eyes. I had my nephew was over the other day and he said, why do they look evil? But their eyes are just red, that's because that's the way God made them. And so they're created. They're one of the fastest reproducers on the farm. So you can you can raise them up and you can butcher them. How soon, son?
In about 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
There is nothing that can outproduce. You can take a male and a female rabbit and they'll beat a male and a hog or a cow in poundage of meat per year. They'll produce more pounds. Now I'm gonna give it to mom because she will kick. You see how she kicks, and they got.
Scratch the mess out of you.
But y'all can pet her.
Let me get her feet.
It's a month. We wait a week after she has them. We rebreed her, and another month she has another litter.
Yeah.
It's just
What do y'all do with the rabbits?
These are meat rabbits.
we eat them.
Y'all do?
Yeah.
So y'all don't sell them?
We do have people that will purchase them if they want it, right? Nurse it.
A rabbit in the wild. In the wild, a rabbit, it's their defense mechanism because predators will get in there and they'll kill them. They leave them in the wild. They have them in the hole like that, and then they go off and leave them, and they only come back to feed them.
Twice a day. Once in the morning and once at night. So let me tell you about this small one. Okay, there was a mama that was in this one that she delivered 10,
Okay, I'll show you.
and all but 2 of them survived.
Snowy mallards is what they're called. But you can eat them for meat. They're a delicacy as meat. Like a lot of expensive restaurants sell duck.
The dog's swimming.
Oh yeah, Colonel's cooling off.
Getting out.
But you also, their eggs, duck eggs are way healthier for you than chicken eggs. So that it's better to eat their eggs than chicken eggs, really.
Why?
Well, they're good for bacon.
Isn't that warm?
And they're good. They make the best cakes for some reason. If you use a duck egg, it's just lighter and makes your cake just more airy, you could say.
Can we hold the ducks?
No, they will not let us touch them. But you see, we got them swimming pools because they like to stay in water, and we don't keep them out in the swamp because y'all know what a snapping turtle is. They'll eat them. As soon as we put them out there, they'll eat them.
The dogs are
Yep. Come on, babies. Come on.
You call them puppies?
Okay. So Nigerian dwarf. Oh, she's hungry.
Here you go.
Nigerian dwarf goats. Those out there have erect ears. Their ears are straight up. Nubians are the ones that have the big, long, floppy ears. Okay. And Karen back here, her ears are sideways because she's the mini Nubian. She's part Nubian, part Nigerian
Here.
dwarf.
Here.
Woo! Now feed them. I'm out of breath from that.
I want to feel it.
What we feed them is grain.
Hold it
alfalfa
up to her.
pellets.
Say here.
Here.
I got food to give them to Jace. Let's drop some food real quick.
Here.
I got some treats. Now, something you need to know about goats is they have a stomach called a rumen. They have like 2 stomachs. They cannot digest their food, their grain. So when they eat grain, we have to take baking soda. It's white powder that Mama
Here you go.
cooked in the cabinet with.
Here you
And
go.
we put it out in their trough. And when they need it, they eat that baking soda, and it helps their food break down. Because the grain, if they eat too much grain, they'll get bloat, and it'll kill them. So you have to make sure you feed them according to their weight, okay? With Mama, my pregnant Mama on the far end, I try to feed her a little bit more, so she's ready to when her milk drops.
And we'll separate her in one of these stalls over here so we can feed her
I'm
more.
gonna bring her out in a minute. So with goats, you have to have a mineral, which is like I'll show you. You have to give them free choice minerals, which is the baking soda's mixed in it, but it's like sand. And the mineral, they'll only eat what they need. They have free choice minerals. They have baking soda, and they have clean hay and water. You have to give them clean water. They will not drink nasty water.
They're very. This is not. We tell people this is not your beginner animal for a farm. If you're
If you want to go, come talk to me. I'll tell you. They are a lot of work. A lot of work. A lot of work. Come on, Karen. Come on. Come on, baby.
All right.
So, this is what's called a stanchion. Jace has his big concrete stanchion. Right here, baby. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
She is kind of fat.
This is a smaller stanchion that we built, and she'll sit there and she'll eat. Now the alfalfa pellets are green. It's just alfalfa hay that's been ground up. They love alfalfa. The girls do. You don't feed to the boys. The boys don't eat it. Where's that stool?
Does it hurt
it's
them
right there.
when we get the milk? Because why would you have to close them up?
Keep her from moving. You gotta keep her occupied just like the cow. Thank you, sweetheart. So I have.
If you don't keep them their heads in there, like they'll back up and move or walk around.
Okay, she will be having some babies. Their gestational age is 145 days to 155 days, about 5 months. Okay, anywhere. So you got about 10-day period. Hers start July 9th, so probably next week I'll pin her up in a pen and start feeding her a little extra and watching her to see when she's going to deliver. Her milk sac has already started filling up. She has, where a cow has 4 teats, goats only have 2. Okay? And you'd milk them the same way, okay?
Can
You
I
won't
feed
get a gallon of milk though. You'll only get maybe a quart. Yeah, you can pet her. So everybody can see. So you know how you have to keep horses' hooves trimmed and cleaned up? Goats are the same way. They have a split hoof, but you got to keep them healthy hooves because a healthy hoof is a healthy goat. Okay? So I'm going to get up here so I can show you.
The fresh milk is lactose.
No, that's not. That's just a sign I found. I thought it was cute and I thought I would stick it out here. So she may not eat. So they have a soft palate and they have harder hooves on each side.
It's like a toenail.
See, this is the pruner. It's okay. See, that's because you guys are here. She's freaked out. And so what you do,
Trimming her fingernails.
we're trimming her fingernails basically. You can't trim them too much because they'll bleed. If they bleed, we'll take cornstarch and put on it. You hear her rooming? Her rooming is making noises.
Will they bite?
No, she's never bitten.
Can she get out of camp?
But you can see they're a little bit more antsy than a cow is. So like when you're milking them, they move a lot more. They kick a lot more.
I have a hobble that I put on her back leg.
They're you got to tie their feet. They're a lot more
So that everybody can see.
annoying when it comes to.
Back down.
And so this is a dairy goat. There's 3 types of goats, okay? We have a dairy goat, we have a meat goat, which people will eat, and we have a briar goat, which is just kind of like a wild goat. He'll eat anything.
He's the thing that'll eat all your briar bush. Right there? Who wants to feed her? Okay, get in a line.
Yeah, I know, right here behind.
Get under your fingers. She'll nibble. She will not bite you, I promise. Put it right there.
Esther, come here. Come here, Esther. Come here.
That way.
Do you only feed her blackberries?
I usually feed her animal crackers, but I didn't have any. She loves
Nisa, you got some more fruit?
If you're in line, go right
It's okay, buddy.
Who has the boy?
That's the boy. He don't want his girlfriends gone.
Oh, these are boys, girls, and then the boys
Yep.
like.
Y'all got fruit?
Oh, she's bringing it.
She rode in the back of a car how long?
From Monticello, Florida.
From Monticello, Florida.
Oh my goodness. From where?
Monticello, Florida. It's like
Outside Tallahassee.
All right, y'all take time.
Okay, and see, she thinks I'm her mama. See, they take to. Oh, see, your boyfriend is upset because y'all got them out. See if she'll take that tomato. There you go.
All right, just take turns.
take turn.
That was a sad.
She ain't gonna bite you. Look, watch. She just wants to take it out of your hand.
No, he does not bite.
See?
Here, take
Look.
him some fruit. Here,
Oh, I'll take them.
take him a grape, blackberry. See if he'll eat. Tear that fig apart. Tear the fig apart. Let me see. Hold on. Or see if he'll eat that tomato.
So, this is our garden. It's about an acre, and we grow most of the things, most of the vegetables we eat here. Okay, so there's a bunch of different categories of vegetables we have. So we have root crops. We grow a lot of root crops, which are potatoes, turnips, rutabagas, stuff like that. That is what's classified as a root crop. Then you have, did y'all know that corn's a grass? It is a grass. So it's in the grass family, and we grow, that's about the only grass vegetable we grow. And then we have just veggies, which are in different families. So you have cucurbit family, which is squash, pumpkins, cucumbers. We trellis our cucumbers so they're easy to pick. If you look over here, you can see that the cucumbers are just hanging on the vine. So you don't have to bend way down. If you didn't, they would be way down on the ground and you'd have to bend down and pick them. So it's easy. We just walk up, and I have a pair of trimmers I keep with me, and you can just snap them right off, okay? I can hold that. Another vegetable we grow a lot of, if you look across the way there, the white blooms, those are all peas. We have about 20 rows of peas up here, and we got 10 more on the opposite side of our farm up the road here. And we pick all those, we'll pick all those peas. If you're looking at each row, it's about a 5-gallon bucket a time of peas you pick. So on the 20 rows, we should get about 25-gallon buckets. First picking, second picking, and about the third time it starts going down. We got butter beans right here, and excuse the mess. We've got to get out here and weed it, but it's been raining. We'll take the plow on the tractor and hill them up real nice, and keep the weeds out of it. That just helps with productivity in your garden. And I got a different stage right here. So we do a lot of, like I was talking about, we do a lot of regenerative agriculture. So instead of using a lot of fertilizers, we use cover crops to act as a fertilizer, okay? So this is brown top millet, and what it will do is it will sequester, which means it will gather nitrogen and minerals out of the air. And then you chop it down, you cut it like this, and it falls on the ground kind of like hay, like this. And then when you till it in the ground, all those minerals and all that fertilizer is right there available for the plants, right there on the ground. And then we turn around and we'll use manure and plant right up under it. And you can tell our how healthy our plants look by doing so. And you can also tell in certain spots where you can look where the soil needs more nutrients. So over here, you can tell it's real thick out here, but over here it's a little bit more thin. So we know over here, we might need to focus on putting a little bit of compost over here and plant more organic matter over here. This is all organic matter. This is what we call it. What? The purple flower, that's just a weed. But we grow this, and then this is a summer cover crop, and then we'll cut it down and we'll plant a winter cover crop where we're not planting our vegetables at. But like I said, we try to grow as much as we can out here. And we also have our fruit trees and our fruit orchard over there, which y'all are able to eat some of the blueberries and the blackberries. But Mom is getting us an ear of corn out, and this is our corn that we grew this year.
I'm trying to cut bite-sized pieces so that they can try it. Who likes corn?
Me.
All right.
Mr. Jace is gonna cut some
All right,
pieces.
here,
You don't have
here.
to share.
This is Seminole XR corn is what it is. So it's a super sweet. So there's 4 major categories of corn. You got your standard, you got your sugar enhanced, you got your super sweets, and you got your augmented super sweets. The sweeter they get, the shorter the corn is. So like your standard will get 10, 12 foot tall. That's a super sweet, so it's only about 5 foot tall. And that's as tall as they'll get before.
So it's gonna be a different texture.
But this is like sugar.
I want to try. So it's like if it's like this size, it's gonna be like.
Well, let's make sure everybody gets a piece.
Whoop.
Did you get some home?
Yeah.
Here, you eat that.
Oh
You
yeah.
want to try some?
Miss
Macy.
Macy. So you've been out here, you do 4-H. What do you like about 4-H?
That we get to have a lot of fun.
Really? So today you come out to Mr. Jace's farm. What is the most favorite thing that you've seen today that you like?
The bunnies.
The bunnies. Do you have your own farm?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. What kind of animals do you have or things do you have on your farm?
We have chickens.
Chickens? So you get to collect eggs, right? Right. Are you going to grow up and live on a big farm one day, or
I don't know.
you don't know? You're just enjoying what you're learning now, right? All right. Thank you for sharing with me.
Thank you.
All right, Brantley. That's your name, right?
Yes.
You like 4-H?
Yes.
What do you like about 4-H?
I like when we do arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts? That's fun stuff. So you come out to Jace's farm today, and what was your most favorite thing about the farm today?
The ducks.
The ducks. They're my favorite too. They're your favorite too, Miss Danette? Yes. Yeah, those snowy mallards are gorgeous to watch, aren't they? Yep. Do you live on a farm?
No.
You don't? Are you going to grow up one day and have a farm? No. No, it's just easier to let somebody else do it, right? And get it. Well, that's fine. That's, you know what? That God makes farmers, and God makes businessmen, and God makes nurses. God makes everything, right? That's what makes the world good, doesn't it? Thank you for sharing, Brantley.
You're welcome.
Tell me what your name is.
Holden.
Holden. Now, Holden, you do 4-H. What's your favorite thing about 4-H?
About learning how to garden and compost
Yeah?
and having fun.
Yeah. Now, you seem like you're pretty smart about some things. You've asked a lot of questions today. What was your most favorite thing about coming to Mr. Jace's farm today?
I liked milking the cow.
Did you like milking the cow?
I
Yeah.
like seeing different animals that
And
I've
seeing
never
the...
seen before.
Yeah? Now, do you live on a farm?
No.
Would you like to live on a farm one day?
Yes.
Yeah? Good for you. Good for you. Well, thank you so much for coming and joining us today. Is there anything else you want to tell the people on the camera?
No.
No? Okay. Thanks for sharing.
Scarlet.
Scarlett. So Scarlett, you do 4-H. Do you like 4-H? Is there something in 4-H that is your most favorite thing that you like to do?
The egg drop.
The egg drop. Okay. All right. So what's with the egg drop? They drop eggs and you get to go find them?
No. If it cracks, then you lose. If it doesn't crack, then you win.
Oh, okay.
Make a contraption to keep the egg from cracking.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. So you come out to Jace's farm. What was your most favorite thing about today?
Got to see the bunnies.
The bunny rabbits. The little teeny tiny bunny rabbit or the ones that were a little bit older?
The little tiny.
The tiny baby rabbits. Okay. Now, do you live on a farm, Scarlett?
No.
Do you want to live on a farm?
No.
No? It's a lot of work, isn't it? It sure is. You may change your mind when you grow up, but that's okay. Anything else you want to share about today?
No.
No? Thank you so much for sharing with us, Scarlett.
You're welcome.
Tell me what your name is.
Ember.
Amber. You do 4-H. What do you like about 4-H?
Get to be outdoors.
Get to be outdoors, so you love to be outside. That's good stuff. So you come out to Jace's farm today. What is your most favorite thing that you saw today? Or got to experience? What sticks out in your mind the most?
You're so sweet.
Can't think of anything right now? Okay, now, well, the question I have been asking everybody, do you want to grow up and live on a farm?
Yes.
You do? Do you have a farm now? You used to.
I used to.
You were sharing that with me, that you used to, and now y'all moved to the city. But so on your farm, what kind of animals would you like to have?
Any kind of animal I can afford.
Any kind of animal you could afford. That's great. Do your research on them, though. So thank you, Amber, for sharing. Is there anything else you want to say? No? Okay, thank you. Okay, as most of you know, this is Jace, and this is Whitney, and
This is my boss.
this is Jace's boss, and they're going to tell us a little bit about 4-H. If you don't know what 4-H is, most everybody that's probably watching the video knows. But Whitney, tell us a little bit about 4-H and what it means.
4-H was created by universities so that we could reach children with agriculture and animal lessons and things like that. And so 4-H exists in every county, in every state. And we try to engage children ages 9 through 18 in order to get them started early in all the fun outdoor activities.
So when did it first begin? How long has 4-H been around?
It was created in 18...
Was it before the 1900s?
Before the 1900s, yeah. It's been around for a while.
In Alabama, 1914 was
Okay.
our first
Okay.
4-H.
So what are some of the fruits you see from it? Do you see a lot of kids that come through the 4-H typically go into some type of farming, agriculture, business or something like that, or what?
Well, I think sometimes the misconception is that agriculture and farming and things like that is just living on the land and farming the things, but your truck drivers who take your chickens to different facilities, those people are involved in agricultural business.
Yeah.
So any type of thing like that, there are a lot of different occupations that are drawn back from the farm. Even the different people who work in grocery stores and things like that, it is all drawn back to agriculture.
Yeah.
Scientists, chemicals that
Yeah.
they use to spray in modern agriculture, you know, whether it be organic or anything, you know, you have to have people create this stuff and study this stuff to figure out what works and to know it. So there's a lot of different branches with 4-H. We do stuff with computer science and things like that, and not just animals. We have a bunch of different varieties of topics that we talk about.
Yeah.
And share, and it just kind of, what we're really wanting is community-minded children, and just to get them involved in the community.
Yeah. So you have to go to schools, obviously. So you go to schools to promote people to sign up for 4-H. Is that what it is? How they get started, or?
So when we go in schools, it serves several purposes. One purpose is to educate children with agriculture and STEM activities. We help the teachers to have resources that they need in order to fulfill their jobs. And the other thing is a huge part of 4-H is community, citizenship, and leadership. And so what we are trying to do is get children engaged in different areas that they are probably already interested in, so that we can help develop them into citizens who will give back to their community and eventually move into leadership roles in society.
Yeah. Did you do 4-H, either of you, when you were younger?
I
I
did
did
not.
not.
Okay. Well, good.
Jace had his own 4-H right here on the farm.
Yeah, that's the
Mama
truth.
had him out in the garden before the sun was up. We're gonna go pick them peas before it gets too hot.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. Anything else you want to share about 4-H? We do appreciate you guys coming out to the farm today. Of course, Jace, you're always here. But Miss Whitney, all of your friends and kids that came, it was really, really fun. But is there anything else you'd like for somebody to know anything about 4-H?
Well, we really enjoyed our time, and I think this is a great opportunity for young people to see that it is doable, that it is, and even for older people like me to be able to see that it is doable to be able to live off the land that you have been given, and to nourish it, be a good steward of it. But just if you're interested in 4-H, just follow us on Houston County 4-H, Houston County, Alabama 4-H. On Facebook.
We will try to put a link at the bottom here so that you guys can have a link to their site also. Thank you so much for sharing. Jace, thank you for all your wisdom and knowledge and sharing with the kids today. And our motto.
Thank y'all guys for joining us today. It was a fun day, hot day, but we're gonna get out of here and remember, a simple life is a much more enjoyable life. This is Jace, Whitney, the twins, and all the children from Perry Hill Farms. We'll see you next time.